Hello from Berlin and welcome to the MELAG webinar on the MELAstore system. My name is André Dörfer from the product management team, and I think we should start with a webinar platform in front of us. In the middle is the main field of the platform where you can see the slides of the presentation. On the upper right side you can see me on the screen. Hello again. And below is the chat feature. Please use this tool for questions and comments. We will answer it during the webinar or directly afterwards. Okay, let's start with the agenda. In the beginning, we would like to give you a short overview, respectively a short introduction. Secondly, we will have a closer look at the workflow of instrument reprocessing with MELAstore and some practical examples. Then we will get to know the product advantage, how the documentation process works with MELAstore and MELAtrace. And at the end, we look at the equipment assortment and have further advices and tips, getting constantly helpful product information. All right, let's start. MELAstore is an innovative loading system which enables considerable savings of both time and money, whilst improving the quality of the entire instrument treatment system through standardization and documentation. The MELAstore system consists of a combination of wash trays, the MELAstore trays, and sterilization containers, the MELAstore boxes. MELAstore represents the ideal combination of wash trays and sterilization containers for the improvement of the instrument decontamination process. The MELAstore system consists of MELAstore trays and MELAstore boxes in different sizes. The MELAstore system enables an especially efficient and low-cost instrument decontamination workflow and a safe, injury-free ergonomic experience for the practice team. So the MELAstore system is very flexible, which means that MELAstore trays and MELAstore boxes are compatible and can be combined as shown above in the figure. For example, two MELAstore trays 50 can be placed in one MELAstore box 100, and a MELAstore tray 100 or 200 can be placed into the corresponding MELAstore boxes. All right, point 2, the workflow. We start now with the workflow of the instrument decontamination process. All right, this is how the process looks like using the MELAstore system. The instruments are inserted directly in the MELAstore trays, which are then placed in the appropriate MELAtherm tray mount. This is followed by cleaning and disinfection in the MELAtherm. Then the MELAstore trays are placed in the appropriate MELAstore box, thereby completing the packaging process or the packing process, sorry. These MELAstore boxes are simply loaded into the steam sterilizer. This system saves time compared to the packing of individual instruments in sterilization, packaging, and sealing. But the MELAstore system not only saves time, materials, and money, the safe storage protects the instruments against damage and the practice team against injury. All right, so in practice, two different ways for the instrument decontamination process are possible. On the left-hand side, we would like to show you the reprocessing of single instruments, and on the right-hand side, we will show you the reprocessing using the MELAstore system. Now we would like to compare the instrument decontamination process of single instruments to using a set of instruments within a MELAstore tray. So at first, every single instrument has to be placed in the basket or in the MELAstore tray. This means that there's no great difference between both types of reprocessing. When loading MELAtherm, both methods approximately need the same time, which means the process with MELAstore trays is also not more complex. When the MELAtherm is loaded, we start a universal program. After cleaning, disinfection, and drying in MELAtherm, the instruments and MELAstore trays can be taken out. On the left-hand side, every single instrument has to be removed individually and checked visually. By using MELAstore trays, the complete set with several instruments can be removed at once. Afterward, the MELAstore tray is opened and the cleaning results are checked visually. At this point, it is now clear that the removal of the wash trace from the MELAtherm is much faster, less complicated, and safer. The next step in the process is packaging. When reprocessing single instruments, every instrument has to be wrapped and sealed. With the MELAstore system, the MELAstore trays are inserted in the corresponding MELAstore box and locked with a closure seal. I think there must be an animation. Right. This represents the end of the packing process. This work step with MELAstore saves considerable time, consumables, and money every day. Then the sterilization process can be started. All right, here's the workflow again. So we have at first place the instruments. Here we have a optical help. So place the instruments in the wash tray, clean and disinfect them in the MELAtherm. After that, place the MELAstore trays in the MELAstore boxes, and then they go to the sterilizer. So MELAstore optimizes the workflow in only 4 steps. The short and simple packing process increases the level of standardization of instrument reprocessing and optimizes the quality management process. MELAstore requires significantly less sterilization packaging than previous approaches. This saves cost, reduces the level of practice waste, and protects the environment also. Let's have a look to some practical examples. The MELAstore tray 50 will be delivered including 2 silicone bars for up to 8 instruments with a length of maximum 17.5 centimeters, and it's perfectly suited for prophylaxis and or filling instruments. Another practical examples can you see here. The MELAstore tray 100 will be delivered including 3 silicone bars for up to 14 instruments with a length of maximum 27 centimeter. It is very often used for implant instruments, for example. The MELAstore tray 200 will also be delivered with 3 silicone bars for up to 13 instruments with the same length of 27 centimeters. But the MELAstore tray 200 is higher than the MELAstore tray 100 and very suitable for surgery instruments. If other configurations are required, the silicone bars for MELAstore trays can be ordered as spare parts. All right, let's take a closer look at the product advantages. The special tray mounts developed for the loading of MELAtherm with MELAstore trays enable the simultaneous cleaning and disinfection of 12 MELAstore trays 100 or 24 MELAstore trays 50, as you can see on the right picture. Here are 6 MELAstore trays 100 and here are 12 MELAstore trays 50. This corresponds to a 50% increase in the load quantity compared with 8 sieve cassettes without alteration to the compact exterior dimensions and continued economical consumption. Let's check the sterilizer. The load capacity of the Evolution series is an impressive 9 kg. This makes the Evolution steam sterilizers one of the most powerful in their category. To be able to sterilize these large load volumes in the Evolution series, new mounts were developed which ensure optimum use of the chamber capacity. Additional tray levels, up to 8 trays, increase the capacity and also enable the sterilization of individually wrapped handpieces and contra-angles, for example in combination with MELAstore boxes. For the practice, this means fewer sterilization cycles, less energy consumption and lower costs. The tray holder racks are designed for particularly easy handling in daily operation. If even 4 MELAstore boxes are to be held, these can also be easily inserted into the steam sterilizer without a rack. It is possible to sterilize 4 MELAstore boxes 100 at the same time in the Evolution steam sterilizers in a record time of just 13 minutes. In summary, this means that MELAstore saves time compared to packaging and sealing of individual instruments. MELAstore saves cost thanks to optimized instrument decontamination workflow. MELAstore improves instrument decontamination process. MELAstore raises the level of protection afforded to the practice team and the instruments themselves. MELAstore protects the environment, reducing material costs and practice waste, and MELAstore raises the load capacity of MELAtherm and VacuClave, for example, the Evolution series. All right, point 5 is the documentation of the instrument decontamination process using MELAstore and MELAtrace. The already known process will be complemented by the software MELAtrace to document every single step of the instrument decontamination process. Let's have a look. The documentation software MELAtrace provides the perfect solution for practices and clinics that would like to securely document and improve their complete hygiene workflow. MELAtrace makes it possible to connect all steps of the instrument decontamination, from cleaning and disinfection to wrapping through sterilization. All process steps, program protocols, and the decision related to instrument decontamination are fully documented and archived securely. Barcode labels can be printed using the MELAprint 60 printer in order to trace the load instruments or sets, to easily read them using a scanner, and to path them onto the practice management software. For the whole documentation, only identification plates, I want to show you. You can see it over here. Holders for identification plates over there, and a barcode scanner are needed for trays and boxes to documentate every single step in MELAtrace. All right, point number 6 of today's webinar is the assortment of MELAstore accessories. So we start with the accessories for the MELAstore trace. The identification plate can be printed with a text of up to 15 characters and or additionally with a barcode. The identification plates will be printed as requested by the practices. It will be inserted into the holder of a MELAstore box or into the holder at the MELAstore tray. For an optimal use of the chamber of MELAtherm, we offer 3 insert racks. So here. The insert rack holds up to 6 MELAstore trays, as we have seen before. It's only for MELAstore tray 100, or this insert rack holds up to 4 MELAstore trays 100 or 200, and this one is for 3 MELAstore trays 100 or 200. And here we have, as you already know, the silicone bars for MELAstore trays, which can be ordered as spare parts as well. Okay, let's go to the assortment for MELAstore boxes, which consist of the MELAstore permanent filters. Here. Which are designed for the use in the MELAstore box 100 and 200. In case of damages or soiling, the filter has to be replaced, latest after 1000 sterilization cycles. The MELAstore single-use paper filters are designed for the use in the MELAstore boxes 100 and 200 as well. For each sterilization cycle, a new paper filter is inserted into the lid of the MELAstore box. The extra tall identification plate here, which is not labeled, is for affixing the labels of a label printer, for example the MELAprint 60. This identification plate will be inserted into the holder of a MELAstore box. For an easy and safe sealing of the MELAstore boxes and MELAG sterilization containers also, you can use disposal closure seal with a process indicator or without an indicator. And then we have several mounts. This one is the mount F+, and this is for 3 MELAstore boxes, 100, and 2 small trays. And this one is the mount D+ for 2 MELAstore boxes, 200, and 2 small trays. So now we have, going to the end of the webinar, we came to the last topic of the webinar, advices and tips. So if you are interested in further webinars, then please visit our website to find all dates and topics. The next webinar will be held on 18th October about MELAtrace, benefits and workflow. If you are interested in product videos, tutorials and recorded webinars to our product and the MELAG system solution, then please follow us on our YouTube channel. And nevertheless, our download center provides a range of downloads including software, service documents and information pertaining to the optimal use of MELAG products. Yes, faster as accepted. Ladies and gentlemen, many thanks for your attention. We are looking forward to welcoming you at the next webinar about our devices and the instrument reprocessing process. Please be so friendly and rate this webinar in the feedback area. There you can find also the presentation as PDF to download. So thank you very much, all the best, and goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, see you next time.